Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman is a seminal work on cognitive psychology and behavioral economics that explains the dual process model of the human mind. Kahneman, a Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, argues that our thought processes are governed by two distinct systems, System 1 and System 2. The book's core purpose is to help readers understand how these systems interact and, more importantly, how their interplay leads to both brilliant insights and predictable errors in judgment. System 1. The fast thinker. This system operates automatically, quickly, and with little to no effort or sense of voluntary control. It's our intuitive mind. It's responsible for the immediate reactions and automatic decisions we make every day, such as knowing the answer to 2 plus 2, detecting hostility in a voice, or driving a car on an empty road. System 1 is a master of creating coherent stories from limited information, and it excels at pattern recognition. However, it's also prone to making systematic errors or cognitive biases. System 2. The slow thinker. This system allocates attention to effortful mental activities, including complex computations. It's our deliberate, analytical mind. It's what you use to solve a complex math problem, fill out a detailed form, or choose a seat at a crowded restaurant. System 2 is lazy. It prefers to conserve energy and often defers to System 1's judgments. It can override System 1's impulses, but only when it is actively engaged and focused. The impact of biases and heuristics. A large portion of the book is dedicated to exploring the numerous cognitive biases and mental shortcuts, or heuristics, that result from the interaction of these two systems. Kahneman explains how System 1's reliance on heuristics leads to predictable errors in judgment. Some of the most notable biases discussed include anchoring effect, the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information offered when making decisions. Availability, heuristic, the tendency to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled or vivid in our memory. Representativeness, heuristic, judging the probability of an event by how well it matches a stereotype, often ignoring crucial statistical data like base rates. Loss aversion, the psychological phenomenon where the pain of a loss is felt more intensely than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. Kahneman's research demonstrates that these biases are not a sign of irrationality, but are a fundamental part of human cognitive architecture. He shows how these errors affect decisions in finance, business, and everyday life. Practical implications for decision-making. The book's ultimate purpose is to provide readers with a vocabulary and a framework for understanding and mitigating their own cognitive biases. Kahneman argues that while it's nearly impossible to eliminate these biases, we can learn to recognize situations where System 1 is likely to fail. The key is to be more deliberate and critical, engaging the slower, more analytical System 2 when the stakes are high. He encourages a more data-driven, systematic approach to decision-making within organizations to counteract the shortcuts of individual intuition. In summary, Thinking Fast and Slow is a profound and practical guide to human judgment. It provides an extensive research-backed overview of the cognitive mechanisms behind our choices, empowering leaders to become more aware of their own mental shortcomings and make more rational, effective decisions.